Morning. Good morning, good morning. Happy Monday. Birds are awake. I'm awake. You are now awake, even if you're catching this on the replay. Good morning to you. Welcome to the Daily Dose. Mark Avens here, creator of the Lean Body Breakthrough. I'm an online coach who helps busy moms and dads over 40 with their weight loss journey, helping them not just lose weight, but helping them lose weight and keep it off, learn how to keep it off forever, and to do so without long workouts and impossible diets. So I'll wait a moment or two here. It's kind of that strange waiting time, that awkward silence, and I was rushing to get here at 8 a.m. I won't lie. It sometimes gets like, okay, it's time. I have writing some notes down, and it's getting to be 8 o'clock, and I've made it a pledge for the last 78 days straight. I think there was only 1 or 2 days that I couldn't get out of a obligation I had at an 8 o'clock time, but for the most part, I think out of the 78, maybe 76 of them were 8 a.m. So we're going to talk about getting your SHIT together. So I'm not going to say it. I might spit it out once. And I usually don't cuss. I try not to. It doesn't really serve any justice for me. I know some people just fly off. And honestly, being a New Yorker, I've definitely had my share of moments where I just want to fly off the handle. But I had to just put that in there because I wanted to draw your attention. Because it's Monday and you had a great week or weekend maybe. Maybe you had a sucky week or weekend. But about getting your SHIT together and, waiting to get your SHIT together. So are you waiting? I guess my question to you, why are you waiting to get your SHIT together? Why are you waiting? So this message is for you. Now, listen, if you got I'm just going to have to say it. Sorry if this is offended to you and I curse because I'm not going to say SHIT. If you're waiting for the perfect time to get your shit together, stop waiting. I can tell you're missing out. And that's the message today. So if you have your crap together, if you have it together, this message is for you. Move on. If you're dialed in, you got everything lined up, things are just perfect in your world and your health and all that, you can probably move on from this message. But if you don't, if you're waiting, if you're still waiting, I want to share this message to you because I think it'd be really helpful going into the week. Because I really find what happens is people have their shit together during the week. They have it. They have their lives on a Monday, especially on a Monday. But then what happens? It all kind of falls to the wayside. Like things happen, life happens, struggle, stress, anxiety, changes, directions, whatever. The world, even just maybe personal relationships, jobs, that sort of stuff. Things just change up. And then you feel like, man, I try so hard, like the weekend. Then it's like, forget it. I'll just try harder on Monday. We'll get started. It'll be a new week, fresh new start. Hey, listen. I say this all the time. What happened on the weekend is done. It's in the past. You can't go and change it. It's already done. So you got to look forward. Today's Monday and looking forward to what's going ahead. But I still feel there's this, and I have a story. I have 2 short stories I want to share with you. And I hope they resonate with you, especially if you don't feel like you have your shit together right now. So again, I apologize if the word's coming out, but I don't want to take it longer by spelling out SHIT, okay? So here's the biggest thing. Is the biggest problem, the enormous problem of waiting for the perfect timing, the enormous problem that I've seen, and maybe you can resonate with this, is that it's not so much the waiting for the perfect timing, is you actually forget to set the clock. You forget to set the clock. I have a really interesting story. See, when I was growing up, and I actually am really grateful for my job experience growing up. And I was a newspaper. I put the New York Times together. I put the sports and the lifestyle and the entertainment. I used to put the New York Times together back when I lived in New York. And that turned into a job where I was a stock boy, and I worked for this like kind of catering general store. It was really an interesting setup. It was like a high-end country deli in the Hamptons, right? So, and I used to work there, and I got to learn how to cook food. So, and we did catering and all that sort of stuff. But I became the grill guy, And one of the things also we did was we had rotisserie. In the basement, we had a rotisserie, and we'd do rotisserie chickens and ducks and stuff all the time. And I learned how to do those, and I'll never forget. And you're thinking like, what the heck does this have to do with this? Just hang with me for a minute. And I'll never forget one time, and I got taught, and I was young too. I was like maybe 19, 20 years old, and I forgot to set the timer on the rotisserie chickens. And there was like literally four on a rotisserie, and there was like 4 levels in this particular. So there was like 16 chickens or something, and I made them up, put them on there. You have to put them on the skewers, if you will. I think that's what they're called. And then you had to tie them up, so forth. And then I put them on, and I forgot that. And they take like an hour and a half to cook, I think. And I don't know why I remember. That's a long time ago. But anyway, I forgot to set the timer, and then I went down on like OSHIT. That's the word for the day, sorry. And I went down there, and they were literally burned. It was kind of like, reminded me like that story of the Christmas Story where they take out the turkey and it just like all disintegrates and they go to the Chinese food restaurant. But it was like that. They were all ruined. And because I forgot to set the timer, and then I just forgot about it, and next thing you know, they overcooked and they got burnt. So it's kind of like when people wait and say, I'm waiting for the perfect timing to start. And that can be related to anything. In my world, it's related to people pursuing a healthy lifestyle, maybe taking the weight off, losing weight and getting in really the best shape of their life. They're just waiting for the perfect timing, and this is not about what you're doing per se. It's just about people who are continuing to wait. I'm just going to wait until this. I'm going to wait until that. So I have another story. It's a follow-up story because I don't want it just to be related to rotisserie chickens, because like life, if you wait and wait, sometimes it's just going to be waiting and it's going to be too late. And then so to speak, your chicken's going to be already like burnt, and it'll be too late to fix, or too late to change. And I had this other story that I want to share with you, and I think this will be really, really helpful for you in your, sorry, I'm just kind of adjusting my camera here. And welcome to my backyard. Sometimes we'll get like back in here, right there, a little cardinal flying around. We had a whole bunch of them last night. It was really cool. We even had some, I have a, where is it? Somewhere back here. I don't know, back in this way. A hummingbird's really cool too. So the other part of the story is that's my rotisserie chicken story, and it got burnt. Now, if we set the timer and an hour and a half, and we go check them, they're perfect. And things are working, set the timer. So my question to you is, you're waiting for the perfect time. And when you say you're waiting for the perfect time, did you set a timer on that? Did you set like, okay, I'm going to wait until this date on this time, then I'm going to get my SHIT together? So check this out. I had a story one time, and I owned the gym. Now, I owned a personal training center. It was a warehouse studio. It was kind of like pre-CrossFit days where we had ropes and kettlebells and all that stuff. I was definitely about 5 years ahead of Jacksonville when they kind of came, Jacksonville, Florida, here where I live, as far as having anything like that, functional, if you will, training. People didn't really know what to do. This is before any of that stuff came into Orange Theories, all that. Unfortunately, I didn't franchise like Orange Theory. Oh well, that's all right. But yeah, so I had a gym, and I remember, I'll never forget, everybody that came into the gym, they had to go through me because I did a consult. We did assessment. They sat down. We had a couch in the gym, and they come sit down on a big red couch and talk to me about what's been going on, how's life, so forth, so on. It wasn't like you just go in a gym and you have some random person show you equipment. In fact, we didn't have much equipment. Everything was run by coaches and trainers. So you had direction, and you had a plan in place, right, for your workouts. So with that, I'll never forget this one woman who came in, and she was about 50 pounds overweight. And I hope this resonates for one or two of you, whether you're catching this live or on the replay. And she said, Mark, I'm in bad shape. I'm out of shape. I'm unhealthy. She was clearly unhealthy. And it was hard for her to talk and share her story because she was 50 plus pounds overweight. And she went on, proceeded to tell me, what's been going on in her life, how her body's been not just looking at herself and feeling terrible about what's happened to herself over the years. She's just terrible that she waited and said she was just waiting. She said, Mark, I'm going to be completely honest with you. She's like, I used to be in really good shape. I used to be healthy and fit. And then I got married, and I started a family, and I had kids, and I stopped exercising I tried to between one or two of my kids, and then I stopped exercising when my last kid, and it just got too much. I stopped eating healthy. I stopped doing anything healthy for myself. And I stopped, and this is when I had my little babies. And I said, I'm walking in here today because my youngest is graduating high school. My youngest is graduating high school. Now, my oldest is graduating high school next year. That's 18 years. So essentially what she was telling me in a nutshell is that for the past 20 years, she has not been doing anything. She wasn't even waiting for the perfect timing. She just wasn't doing anything. So the reason why I say waiting to get your shit together, you can't do that. Here's the reason why. Well, you can, it's obviously an option. And I know a lot of people that are doing it. And they're like, well, I got to do for everybody else. I got to do for my kids, and I got to do for my job, and I got to do for my spouse. And they require me so much of my energy and my effort. How good, if you think about this for a moment, how good are you to your family and your spouse and your work and relationships and yourself inside if you're not pursuing yourself inside and maybe on a healthy standpoint and pursuing being your best and being your healthiest? People say it's so selfish. I'm so selfish that I take time out to exercise. I take time out to try to prepare a healthy meal. I take time out to try to do these things. It's the most selfless thing you can do. The worst part of it is waiting for the freaking perfect time, because it's kind of like the chickens, that I was sharing, the rotisserie chickens. The rotisserie chickens that are getting burnt because I forgot to set the timer. So, and it's kind of like the woman who maybe didn't forget to set the timer. She didn't have a timer in the first place. And 20 years went by of her doing nothing, right? There was no timer set. So 20 years went by and 50 plus pounds, and her body and her health and her mindset and her confidence and her self-esteem were freaking completely shot. Completely shot. Now, is it fixable? Absolutely. But is it a lot harder to wait until you're 20 years later when your kids are out of school and 50 pounds overweight and 20 years of maybe a mindset of, I'm not going to do this for me. I'm not good enough. I don't have the time. I'm going to wait, Mark. I'm going to wait. I have had people say this to me over and over and over again. Mark, I'm waiting for the perfect time, the timing. I'm going to wait. Well, okay, if that's the case, it's obviously your choice. But my question to you is, did you set the timer? Because if you're not careful setting the timer, you're going to be that woman who went through the past 20 years. Now, we were able to get her on the right track, but it was really hard. In fact, I don't even think she stuck around because she gave up. She didn't realize that 20 years of doing nothing for herself wasn't going to get accomplished. She wasn't going to get it fixed in 20 days. And that's my encouragement to you is, if you're starting out and maybe you were that person of 20 years and you waited and waited and waited and waited and waited and waited, and now you're starting, don't give up on yourself so easy. It's still possible to get on the right path. In fact, maybe you're 40 years old, 40, 50 years old, and right now your kids are in high school or getting ready to graduate, and you haven't put yourself first at all. It's not that it's impossible. It's just a lot harder. So my encouragement to you is, if you're like, Mark, no, I hear what you're saying. It all makes sense. But now is not the time. I don't have enough time. I'm going to call you out on your SHIT, because I can tell you 99% of the people that I work with, I say the clients, my family, 99% of them, they don't have the time either. They're busy professionals. They have kids, 3, 4, 5 kids. They're looking at doing traveling for college. Their work is crazy busy. They run their own businesses. You can't give me that as an excuse, because that excuse has just been so overly done. Don't tell me you don't have you don't have the time right now, because all it takes is actually taking a step forward. You can have excuses, right? Or you can have results. That's kind of it. Whether you've waited for 20 years, or you feel like you're like that burnt chicken on the rotisserie grill, I would say is, it's not too late. So my encouragement to you is to stop waiting and stop waiting for the perfect timing. Get your shit together. You have it in you. And listen, even if you don't know what to do, why do you think my career exists? Somebody like me, an online coach who can essentially take you arm in arm, take you by the hand or arm or whatever you want to say, and can show you exactly step by step. Oh, there's a mosquito. I better call my mosquito guy. Take you step by step and show you exactly what you need to do in exactly the time that you have to do it and set you on the course to succeed. So you don't have to wait. You don't have to wait. You don't have to become that burnt chicken on the rotisserie grill, because then it's too late. Then you got to throw it out. That's it. Unfortunately, you got only one body. You can't just throw out the chicken and get a new chicken, right? You gotta make do with what you have. So regardless if you've been waiting for 20 years or if you don't want to be that mom that waited until their kids graduated high school to get their SHIT together, reach out to me, send me a message. I want to be encouraging to you. Here's what I wanted to share with you on the last thing. And I said this already, waiting for the perfect timing is only an excuse. It truly is. Here's really, this is something resonated with me. Now, you know, and I'm open about my faith. Get a pencil out. This is really helpful, I think. Get a pencil out and write your plan. Write out a plan. This is something, write your plan out in pencil. But then if you have faith, then all you got to do is give God a pen. Give God the pen. Let him write. Let him write what you need. Sorry, it's like I don't know what I got on here. I'm sorry. See, it's like hopefully it's not boogers on my nose. At least I'm not picking them, right? There you go. So that's it. I'm just being real with you here, real and transparent. Just making sure there's nothing in my nose. So back to writing it. Now, again, maybe you wrote in pen 20 years ago that I'm going to just do for everybody else. Well, you know what? Crinkle that piece of paper up and throw it away and get a pencil out and write it down. And then let's do some work. Let's get to work. Let's move that needle. Let's start getting your shit together. Does that sound good? If it does, reach out. You don't even have to announce it down below. Reach out to me. Send me a private message. We'll get on a call. I don't think I have any time today. I don't have any availability today, but this week I have a few open spots. You can get on a call, quick 10-minute call. We'll see about what we need to do. And listen, I know it's the hardest step. The first step is the hardest. Why I'm pushing. It's not you to talk to me. It's you to just talk to yourself and say, okay, if I'm going to wait, if now is not the right timing, Mark's saying I got to set a timer. Set a timer. I hope this resonates so you don't become like those rotisserie chickens that got all burnt up and it was just too late, right? Set the timer when you're going to make that decision. And if today is the decision that you're ready to start, but you have no idea where to start, or you say, oh, no, Mark, here's what I hear all the time too. This is what I got to finish with. I know what to do, Mark. I know how to eat healthy. I know that I need to exercise more. I know I have to lay off the wine. I know I have to get to bed a little bit earlier. So you can keep lying to yourself to say, oh, I'm going to do it. I know what to do. I don't need to invest in a coach. I don't need to invest in my health. Then freaking go and do it. Or quit bitching about it and freaking get on my schedule, invest in yourself, spend a little money, right? Invest a little bit in yourself. How do you think I'm doing what I'm doing right now? I'd probably be done with online coaching. I'd have given up. I probably would have said, nah, I'm burnt out. It's done. I've been doing this 25 years, like that rotisserie chicken, all burnt out. Had enough. What did I do? I got around some of the smartest people in the industry that I'm in, and I learned from them. And I learned from guys that have been in it and have done it and have succeeded with other people. And that's exactly what I'm doing now. And I'm inspired and I'm encouraged. I probably wouldn't have done this 77 episodes of the Daily Dose, a daily show for people, if I wasn't inspired and encouraged by my coach to say, Mark, you got to be out there for people. You got to get in front of people. And I was inspired and encouraged, and not just for my business, just because I can make a difference. The only way to do that is to actually take action on that. And I had to take action by investing in myself, by investing in a coach who saw things in me that I didn't know that I had in me. And that's what I'm saying for a coach, for you, a mentor. Somebody like me can see the things that maybe you can't see. Hey, wait, you do have the time. Let me show you that time over there. Hey, you don't need an hour to go to the gym and work out. I can give you a workout you can do in 15, 20 minutes. I'm not a cook, Mark. BS. I can teach you how to cook in 30 seconds or less and share with you how easy it is actually to just know when you have a plan in place. Oh, well, I have such a busy schedule. I don't know about like timing to get to sleep. Oh, well, I can restructure and help you restructure your calendar so that there is time in your day. You just have to look at where you're spending it now. Does that make sense? It's kind of simple in a form, but it's so hard because I think people just try to figure it out on their own. And if you want to get your shit together, literally, and I apologize if, my profanity, and I don't usually do that, but I don't know, today's a Monday and I'm feeling fired up and I desperately want you to get your shit together. And if you don't, and if you keep going down the wrong road, Get into my world and I'll help you get there. I'll help you get your SHIT together. That's all I got. Take care. God bless. Hey, listen, if this you found valuable, just share it with a friend. That's all I ask in return. And this might not be the perfect fit. My coaching might not be the perfect fit. I have a free 21-day challenge. You can certainly try that. We're coming on the end stage for this one. You can jump in now. You can qualify for the next cash and prizes. I'm so confident I'm willing to give out actually cash to people because I'm confident in the success that even something like a free challenge that I know isn't a solution, but it could be that stepping stone, that starting point to you getting on the right path, or even at least to getting into understanding like, I'm not waiting for the perfect time and I am starting now. That's all I got. Take care. God bless. We'll see you. Have a good Monday. Oh, let me wave to you first before we do that. Sorry, Sarah. Hey, Jeanette. I'm going to say hello. Gigi, Pauline, appreciate you. Carl, Holly, Wendy, good morning. Wendy, oh, that was Wendy saying good morning. Judy, appreciate you. Sometimes I get carried away. Katie, Lisa, good morning to you. Awesome, awesome. Cassandra, appreciate you. Take care, we'll see you.